Bonjour à tous, bienvenue dans ce nouvel événement de la Success Week avec EduCarib. Je m'appelle Gladys et aujourd'hui nous sommes avec la Caribbean Maritime University. Nous serons avec Abigail et Kyle qui vont tout nous dire sur leur expérience dans cette université. Les Success Week, c'est l'occasion pour vous, parents, étudiants, futurs étudiants, de découvrir des universités et des programmes qui sont à votre portée dans la Caraïbe et qui vous permettent donc de ne pas vous limiter dans vos choix. Petite précision, notre live aujourd'hui sera en anglais, mais n'ayez pas peur, posez vos questions, n'hésitez pas, c'est le moment de tout demander à Abigail et Cal et surtout d'avoir toutes les bonnes informations sur la Jamaïque. Et c'est parti, on va passer en anglais. Hi guys! Welcome to this new event of the Success Week with EduCarib. My name is Gladys and I'll be your host today. We are with the Caribbean Maritime University and we will be joined by Abigail and Kyle, who are attending this institution currently. Hi, Abigail.
Hi, morning.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi, hello.
All right, so before you start, thank you again for being here today. Abigail, Kyle, you are both students at the Caribbean Maritime University.
Yes.
So today we just want to have a little chat with you so you can tell us everything about your experience, student life, and basically why our students and students all over the world should choose um, the same university as you. So do you want to say a few words about yourself before we start?
Kyle, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Abigail. Thank you so much, Gladys. Thank you for having me. So my name is Kyle NUNES, and I am a fourth year or final year student, and I'm studying cruise shipping and marine tourism at the Caribbean Maritime University, and it has been amazing. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have been, a part of this program.
Okay, Abigail, you're next.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abigail Griffiths. I'm a year three cadet, actually, at the Caribbean Maritime University. I am studying bachelor's in engineering for marine engineering. Especially being a female, it's something that stands out to a lot of persons. So, it's quite an experience. You have your challenges here and there, but can't wait to share with you guys.
All right, nice. Okay, so let's just start. What can you tell us about the Caribbean Maritime University? I'm guessing that most of our viewers are not familiar with this university. So, what could you tell us?
Right. So the Caribbean Maritime University is located in Kingston, Jamaica. That's the capital of Jamaica. And I'm very proud to say that it is the only university of its kind in the entire Caribbean. So we are a paramilitary institution, as you can tell by Abigail just being a cadet. And we offer many, many specialized programs in the marine atmosphere with a twist because we also focus a little bit on the land side as well as the seaside. So we are very specialized, and because we're so different, we tend to stand out from all other universities in Jamaica and in the Caribbean.
Nice. Thank you, Kyle. Abigail, anything else you would like to add?
I agree with Kyle. Thank you. Yes, and CMU, without it just standing on its own like that, it's amazing how we're able to come together as the Caribbean, and a school without its students is pretty much nothing. So just having international students as well as local, you have a combination of several cultures, really, especially for those who are to go to sea like me. Again, you can also be on land. You're able to have an appreciation to different cultures as well as learn even more. So CMU allows persons to be able to do that as well as just learn more besides appreciating each other.
All right, very nice. Abigail, you said you are a cadet, right?
Yeah.
So, what is a cadet? I don't know
So,
what's a cadet.
all right. So, most persons they tend to hear this term cadets and they think of the army
Yeah.
immediately. It's similar, but it's like the lowest rank per se, just a training individual, someone that's in training to be a part of a force per se. But the main reason that it's instilled within my program is really to incorporate some form of discipline within the program for, for example, that some Caribbean cultures, we tend to not really be punctual per se. So, when you go to see, you need to be on time. And yes, you probably start work at, let's say, 1300 hours, or for some 1 p.m. You're expected to be there at least 30 minutes before, not after the time or exactly on that time. It basically teach you how to respect your superiors and, the simple things that you may not appreciate at first, but it basically grows you as a person, and you tend to be recognized and respected more as an individual.
Very nice. Wow. It sounds like a, no, like you said cadet, and I thought army. But when you speak about it, it seems like a very good experience, I guess.
It is, especially with the training that comes with it.
Okay, so you said you are a year three
Yeah.
student, and
Yes.
Kyle is year four, right?
Yes.
Right,
Okay.
that's correct.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about what kind of degrees or programs are offered by the CMU?
Yes, okay, sure, no problem. So we have three major faculties. We have the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics, we have the Nautical Studies faculty, and we have the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Technology. We have a school that is dedicated to graduate research and graduate studies. So that's after your undergraduate degree. So it focuses on your master's programs. And we have one postgraduate diploma. And we have a center for security, counterterrorism, and proliferation that also offers degrees. So we have degrees in cybersecurity management, we have degrees in shipping and logistics, we have my degree, which is the cruise shipping and marine tourism. We have degrees in marine transportation, marine biotechnology, we have it in marine engineering, we have
Long
degrees
list.
in customs and immigration. So technically, we have degrees right
About.
across the board. Port management, port security, whatever you can think of. In a specialized field within the marine space, we offer.
All right. Okay. Okay. So, what I want to know is, did you guys always wanted to attend the CMU and knew that you wanted to be in the maritime? I'm not sure if I can say that, but I'm still going to say that maritime, I guess, field. How did
No.
you guys ended up there? It's a
Oh, oh no. For me, no, 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 no. This is not something I wanted to do initially. I was more interested in becoming a pilot actually, and I said they tend to pretty much agree that most of us tend to be doing aviation initially. But I think what really motivated me, besides having, I think, in a specific order, aviation, engineering, and then anything else after, I attended a gala in Florida for ACMF, American Caribbean Maritime Foundation,
Mhm.
and just being in a room with all these people, and then I start to learn that the maritime industry is pretty big. I'm like, wait, really? They do that too? So I won't lie. I think a lot of us are pretty much narrow-minded. Like when you hear maritime, you're thinking, oh, sea, the sea. No, we are basically the dependent set of people that where the economy, about 80% of the economy really depends on us. So for those, especially during the COVID period, you had a lot of persons making huge orders and stuff. That's us. So yes, you have C, the basically the transferring of goods at sea, yes, but at the same time you also have, when you get to land, how do you clear it? Again, like we said, you have logistics, you have customs, all of these programs that CMU basically has, it goes hand in hand. So we all need each other for things to work, for this world to just continue working per se, or getting like just things just flowing better. So a lot of persons are like, just see, no, it's not just see. You have a lot of things on land that they do, as well as those at sea. So I learned that just by going to the gala, and there are a couple questions that I asked, and I was like, I just got a taste of that. Imagine if I just indulge in this program. So the more and more I indulged, I was like, okay, aviation, you're going to be on a pause, is something I've grown to love, and I've managed to go to even career days and basically introduce young women and young men about the maritime industry, and trust me, they've pretty much fell in love too.
Wow. Sounds really nice. What about you, Kyle?
I hope Mr. President is not watching, but it was Plan C. I'm not gonna lie. It was plans. There was Plan A, Plan B.
Not
Same
even
was Plan C all the way. I wanted to be a lawyer. I still am going to be a lawyer, but a different type of lawyer just because of CMU. I think I want to focus on maritime law, and I think that if I had not come to CMU, I would not have been privy to that kind of information. And just like Abigail said, when you actually, a lot of us are ignorant to the fact about the maritime industry and how it operates. And just being here, or just having that knowledge that you get from your classes, then you start to realize there are many doors that begin to open, and you're like, wow, this is really amazing. So I started out, and I've always liked to travel, love traveling. And when I was going through the list of programs that I could apply for, I saw cruise shipping and marine tourism, and I was just like,
Mm.
okay. And I was just like, why not travel for free? And I think that's one of the major reasons why I also chose this program. And so yeah, it was definitely not an option until it became an option.
I love it. Thank you, Kyle. This was a very honest answer. So thank you. So I'm just going to take a few seconds. So, Abigail, I don't know if you saw it, but where Mario was saying, go, Abigail. Um, so
Thank you.
Ivan Frederick is saying, hey. Louis is saying, hello. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching us. And please feel free to ask anything you might be curious about. Yes, I want to go back to you, Abigail.
Okay.
You said something earlier, and you mentioned the fact that this is a male dominated environment,
It is.
right?
It is.
So did you take that into consideration when you applied? And basically, what's your experience like? For probably these women, young students watching us, and who might be, thinking about the same thing.
Okay, thank you for that question, especially. Okay, so yes, I did. I basically realized a pattern in my choice of careers where they were all male dominated. I think I really just loved the challenge, because, they tend to say if you're not able to challenge yourself as a person,
Mhm.
you're not able to grow pretty much. So I think, especially growing around, like being around my dad mostly, where he was a part of the force, I tend to see things a little bit differently, where I'm like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it too. And I proved myself over and over. And I was like, okay, yes. But there are lots of females who, they worry about the support system
Mhm.
within the maritime industry. And really and true, there is a lot of support system out there. Actually, yes, there is about 1.28% of women just in the maritime industry, but at the same time, it's actually growing over the years. I'm not exactly sure of the exact figure right now, but I know the percentage. And there's a lot of support system literally across the globe, pretty much. There are rights that we have on board. There's things that are in place or installed for us. Yes, it took 70 odd years for it to get to this point, but it's better to start late than never. So yeah, pretty much. Don't feel as if you're alone in this, pretty much, to all females I'm speaking to right now. Pretty much in the sense where, let's just say that you're at sea, bear in mind that everyone's going through the same thing. You're all there together for one goal. You're going through the same thing. So even on land, you are going through the same thing. So the support system is pretty much there, yeah.
All right,
But
thank you.
and just
Oh,
to add,
sure.
Gladys, if I may, from the cruise shipping side, there is the celebrity, I think, Edge cruise ship that has an all-female crew, from
Oh,
captain
Yes.
straight down to stewards to waitresses. It's all female. So it has been changing, it has been evolving, and I'm very much glad to be a part of the change that happened. So if there's somebody that's, go ahead, be my guest.
perfect. Thank you, guys. So I wanted to know, what was the registration and admission process like for you? Um, yeah, how challenging is it?
Okay. It was during the COVID period. I had registered. It was during the COVID period. So, during the COVID period, everything was basically online. It wasn't difficult at all. Yeah, again, you have schools that were all going through the same problem where they literally just had to adapt, which I should have mentioned before. It's not only the industry itself, but I think worldwide, it's important that everyone can adapt. So the fact that CMU was able to adapt effectively, allowing each person to register online, as well as just have a control system where persons were able to effectively communicate, within their queries. So you had student affairs, you had everyone in staff or administration that worked together to ensure that everyone got their answers, as well as the process just for it to go through effectively. So it was a challenge, I think, for everyone worldwide, but everyone managed to adapt, especially CMU, and I'm here. So
Nice. What about you, Kaya?
So my registration period would have been like just before the pandemic, the year before, so 2019, and it was relatively easy. There was an ease of access because it was also online. The registration processes were online, and then you get a call or you get an email that would detail the next steps, whether it be orientation or at school registration. So the processes they had a little bit of hiccups here and there, but nothing that would have thrown the entire process off. But the registration and admission processes are relatively easy, and if you're not able to understand something, I think they even have little question marks right above to say, what exactly this is, and they're it's good.
All right, it's good. Okay, so following up on that, what kind of background do you need? I'm not sure of how it works in Jamaica, but in the French system, basically before you go to university, the program is very general. So, you do we do languages. Hold on, just give me a minute. Okay, good. So we don't do specific subjects. So I'm asking about your experience. Did you guys do specific topics? Well, not topics, subjects in order to be admitted to the university.
Carol,
Okay.
go ahead.
So it is okay, not worldwide, but in the Caribbean, we have a set of exit exams that we
Mhm.
take to leave high school. The Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, they're called, or the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exam, so CSEC CAPE. Now, for certain programs at the university, it is recommended that you have let's say, science subjects from those exams versus humanities subjects. So, for example, I had originally signed up for the marine transportation program. So I'd have been a cadet. But when I was doing my exit exams, I didn't do any science subjects. So I didn't do physics, which was key to being a part of the marine transportation program. Right, so I was not able to join the marine transportation program. However, I did other subjects which would have allowed me to join the faculty of shipping and logistics. So the shipping and logistics faculty is more wide or generalized in the sense that you don't need specific subjects to join, apart from math and English. But as it relates to the the faculty of engineering and the faculty of nautical studies, then that's where the specialization comes into play and where you would need specific subjects. And I think also during the registration and administrative process, there is a document that details what exactly you need to join the programs.
All right.
Okay. Okay, yes. So, for those who are unsure about the CSEC, how many years that you would spend, so it's as long as you finish secondary school, you complete, let's just say 5 years, for the CSEC level per se, and another 2 for the CAPE level. So, I just hope that kind of clears up a little, like, CSEC, CAPE.
Yeah.
I joined with the sciences, as Kyle had mentioned, as well as geography, basics of math, English. But for international students, no, I guess the language, since it's a French speaking countries that or islands that we're mainly speaking with, I'm you have different levels of English. So, for example, if I wanted to go to Cuba and study medicine, I would have to do both double units of CAPE, which would be, let's just say, 12th grade and 13th grade. Um, or that's basically like pre-college for some. So I would have to have like a master level of that language. So for, again, since we're speaking to the French, you would have to have a certain level of English to basically be qualified for an English speaking country, in regards to university. So I just hope that kind of helps.
Yeah, it was very clear. Um, so, as part of your program, do you have to do internships? Rick, do you? Do you have to be interns in some sort of institution? Maybe. Well, I'm guessing for Kyle, yes, you will have to go on a cruise ship and travel. But Abigail, what about you?
Okay, so in regards to internship, right? So yes, my program is 4 years, to get your degree. But the thing, well, this internship per se is really when we go at sea as cadets, and we do like about a year or 6 months to some persons, in order to get your license, right? Because it's like you study 4 years and it makes no sense. You don't really have the license per se. It's like, it seems as if you just basically wasted 4 years. Yes, you can work on land as well, but it's just you're seen better or you're more recognized with your license. It just makes sense. So my internship really is really after fourth year. Some tend to go after third year, and it's just really once you have certain requirements to go to sea.
And just to also add, Gladys,
Yeah.
that there is an internship requirement right across the board for all faculties
That's true.
um, and for all degree programs. And I think it's called I have forgotten the name of it. I will remember by the time I'm finished
So,
though. So, for example, you do need, if you're doing the logistics, the shipping and logistics program, you need to do an internship that somewhat correlates with that degree. Same for customs, same for port management, and same for me. However, during the COVID period, we weren't allowed to do very much. So, we had to find other ways of doing that. But yes, there is an internship requirement right across the board. for all persons. And in fact, I think it's a minimum of 200 hours of work experience to actually graduate. So if you don't do that, I'm afraid you won't be graduating.
Okay, nice, perfect. Abigail, you started talking about it. We want to find out about international students. So I know you mentioned
Mhm.
other Caribbean islands, but
Yes.
is the CMU open to international students? Because, like you said, um, on our side, the French Caribbean side, we would be considered international students.
Yes.
So, can you tell us about that?
Okay, thank you for that question. Okay, so in my faculty, really, we do well, actually throughout CME, you do have international students, but to be specific for my faculty, we tend to have a lot more Peruvians that's within our programs. You know, we kind of have like some form of, let's say, friendship agreement with them, where you have just a lot more Peruvians that comes within our program. You have students that come from Grenada, Bahamas, you name it. uh, you have they would it's either the master's program or engineering or transportation. It doesn't really matter. But they're within our faculty, and they have a great support system when they arrive. I think it's really just our culture as Jamaicans, really, where as soon as we see someone new, hey, how are you? Can I help you? We're very supportive and very friendly. So you tend to be worried when you go into another country or island where, oh my God, will I fit in? Don't worry, the culture here, we are very much welcoming. As well as when international students tend to come, they tend to come in groups. Like, for example, you have like two or more of them coming from the same country. You may not be, from the same school or whatever, but they tend to feel more safe or more comfortable knowing that, okay, you came from my island, so we're probably in the same boat. But regardless, at the end of those 4 years, they tend to have like a wide vast amount of persons that they know, because of our culture and how supportive we are, especially with the school. For example, for living, when they actually come to CMU, we have a dormitory called Admiralty that's in Portugal. It's not too far from the school, about 10 minutes away. And we do have transportation that would carry them from Admiral to school and from school back. As well as, let's just say you don't want to live on Admiralty, we have a neighboring community or scheme nearby, which is like another 10 minutes away. Again, the school would literally carry you from there to school and from school back. The school tends to be very supportive in regards to living for both local and international students. Where, again, if you don't want to stay on Admiral, they provide a list of houses that will be renting, contact list. They basically help you, especially international students, where let's just say that you don't know who to call, you're not sure of anything. Literally, the university will pretty much take care of you. And I have a couple friends that are not from Jamaica, and CMU pretty much took care of them in regards to living, and easy peasy, literally. So, yeah, we do have a really good support system, and I don't really have anything to worry about. Yes, you're going to have your challenges now and again, but I mean, CMU really takes care of their students, or as we call them, Spartans.
Can you say that again?
Spartans. Yes, you have students, but we're
Yeah,
all called Spartans.
that's nice. I like it. uh, Wait, I'm not seeing Kyle. Kyle, can you still hear me?
I'm seeing him.
Okay. Well, bad connection on my side, I guess. Um, Next question. I'm curious about student life. I think basically when I think about Caribbean Maritime University, I don't know why I'm assuming that the environment is supposed to be strict. So what is campus life, student life like?
Okay, so it's a slightly different for me, as a cadet. Some persons would be like, okay, but you guys are in uniform, it's probably strict. No, not really. I mean, every school has their rules and regulations, basically to create an order, but it's not like forgive me, like a Catholic school. um, but it's slightly different for me in the sense where, as a cadet per se, you are, let's just say, the first set of students to be at school, because we have parade in the mornings where
Okay.
we pay respects to the flag. uh so we, yeah, pay respects to the flag in the mornings, and then we continue with our classes. We have physical training at least 2 to 3 times for the week, which is where, just to really keep you fit. Again, the program is really just to keep you disciplined, as well as, and I don't mean disciplined as in controlling, no. As I explained before, as the relevance of the cadet program. So, yes, you're going to have the physical training that will basically keep you fit. So again, we are mainly training to go to sea. Again, yes, you have jobs on land. Let me just repeat that for those who are worried. But for those who are really interested to go to sea, you have, depending on the size of the vessel, there are many things, as much as the ropes that can be pretty much heavy, as well as the tools. So it's really just to keep you fit and, pretty much ready to do those medicals when it's time, pretty much. So, and then at the end of each month, you have fitness assessment, so which is a part of our grading system within our faculty. So, it's, you adapt pretty much. There's some persons who they started out and they were like, no, but then actually end up to understand and appreciate it, and doing way much better than when they started. You never, don't really expect to start off great all the time. I mean, the thing with, I think, any industry is, once you're able to adapt and, get out of your comfort zone. I mean, you have to grow some point.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, Kyle, you're back.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you heard everything, but I was asking about campus life and student life in general. How much fun can you have at CMU?
Oh, so when I started out in 2019, campus life was active. There was lots to do, lots to see, and it was overall just really amazing. And then, of course, COVID came, and COVID decided that it was going to put a damper on things. But I think the university still found ways to introduce or reintegrate students into campus life once we got out of COVID, especially in September. That transition period was of course any transition is going to be a little bit rocky, but I think we were able to somehow manage and reintegrate ourselves, and it's very awesome in the sense that our students union or the guild of students that represent the students would have also tried to find ways, whether it's an event, whether it's a party, whether it's a club fusion where you meet all the different clubs that are available at the university, whatever it is. I think that we found some way to do that all again. So campus life is it's good. It's good.
Just to add, he had mentioned several activities that we do. Bear in mind that we are still adjusting out of this COVID period. But initially, we have all these sports. So you have fencing, you have rugby, you have sailing, you have a long list of sporting activities. So for those who, if you're sports oriented, you're very physical, trust me, we do have activities. There's some that we're literally trying to get back on schedule, out of this COVID period. So you have clubs that are still starting out as well. So yes, it's pretty much booming. You have there are cases where you come to school and, during the lunch hour, you have music and performing arts that's probably entertaining the entire school. Or, we always have something, always have something. CMU spirit, is just coming back, definitely.
Wow, I feel like I need to come and see all of that for myself.
Sure.
All right, so that was very nice. Thank you, guys. We have a short clip of CMU, so I'm going to play it for our viewers so they can see a few images, you
Mhm.
know? Wow. Wow. Okay. So, Abigail, I saw a few people carrying a boat. You have to do that as well.
Ah, boy, no, that was a part of a club, really. Rowing ability,
Okay.
pretty much, yes. So again, we're trying to bring back a few things that COVID kind of put to sleep for a minute. So yes.
Nice. Next
Uh,
question to you, Abigail. I saw people dressed just like you with
mhm.
a sword. So, do you have one? Do you use one?
With what?
A sword?
Oh, that's fencing. That's a club.
They were walking and dressed just like you.
I guess that was. It's not something that we really do.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. I really think that's probably the fencing, or it was a ceremony that they attended where
Okay.
it was probably just required.
Okay, nice. Um, do you guys want to say anything else about the CMU in general?
Uh, for those who are worried, it's just probably just a funny gesture. No, briefly, it's tropical area, so I don't think I need to go in details as to what tropical means. But for some individuals, they tend to be worried about that climate. So, oh God, I was so grateful and so happy for CMU for to literally providing air conditioning classrooms.
Okay.
Every classroom has air conditioning. It really helps. It really does. So for those who were actually concerned about the climate, because I was, yeah, it's air conditioning in all offices, all classrooms. So that's the least.
Nice. Anything else, Kyle?
Yeah, I think it's just a general statement in terms of it's university. There are going to be challenges. It's going to be a little bit difficult at times, but it's up to you, or in this case, it's up to us as students to ensure that we, stick through and really put our mind to achieving what we really want to achieve. I think the opportunities that you get at the CMU are amazing, and it's just up to you to really work towards and ensure that you make the best use of those opportunities. So yeah, that's just basically it.
Okay,
Um,
nice. Yes.
just just to add it to Kyle, I agree. You are going to have your challenges, especially when you just started. Trust me, when I just started, it was online, so it was just the least for me at first, and then you came face to face, and you're like, okay, But again, like I had mentioned in regards to, it's just like being on a ship.
Mhm.
For those who are comfortable with the idea, let's put it out there. uh you're all in the same boat. Just some persons are really good at hiding it, trust me. Versus some that they can't even hide it no matter how much they try. You're going to have classmates that may, probably get 80 something and still crying, versus someone that just passed and they're like really happy. But I mean, it's just a challenge anywhere you go. The When you learn to adjust to an environment that can seem uncomfortable, just believe that you're capable or you're competent in the working world per se. So once you're able to understand and appreciate when something is uncomfortable, it's something that forces you to grow. So just like an eagle, and her eaglets, she tends to stir up that nest, forcing that eaglet to basically go over and forcing him to fly because you're falling due to gravity. And she would basically probably just observe and realize, okay, he's not making any form of effort. And she'll help him now and again, but you're just going to have to understand again, adjust once you're able to make the best of an uncomfortable environment. Trust me, and just focus on the positive. And trust me, making friends, trust me, there are times where your classmates, your friends that you make along the way, it really is what kind of makes things better. And when you're more incorporated in the activities that the university provides and you're able to create that balance, you're pretty much fine.
Nice. Thank you, Abigail. I think what you said is very important. Kyle, so Abigail mentioned what was one of the biggest challenges for her, which was, doing it online as opposed to face to face. What is one of the challenges that you had? At least one? Nothing?
Okay, so I think one of the yes, perfect. I found
Okay.
it. So because we're so highly specialized, and because our industries or information about our industry is relatively new, there's not much spoken about the industry and its operations. When you get an assignment to do, when the lecturer gives you an assignment, you're like, okay, I'll just go on Google and I'll type this in and it will come up. No, it will not come up. And then you're going to have to scour the internet for hours trying to find just an ounce of information to put in that assignment just to say, okay, fine. And then once you find that ounce of information, you're going to have to, you know, do some more research and try to fix it or write it in your own words. So that's I think one of the biggest challenges for me is that the assignments for those highly specialized classes that don't have information on the internet. The books are not free. The books are like $60 and you can't buy the books because you're a broke college kid. That's I think that was my biggest challenge.
Just to add to Kyle, CMU has, well, thank God for Miss Bishop. When you attend the school, you'll understand why I just said that statement. Miss Bishop, she is the head of the library per se, and she provides all, like, yes, we have challenges with like one or two books, but with CMU, they were able to provide a lot of case studies, you name it, that are available to us. So for those who are having problems with their research, it's there. Really, just go to the library, even check your school emails. Every day she updates you on what's really happening in the maritime industry. Trust me. You'd really think it's the news station when she every day she's sending something as to what's really happening. So, really and truly thank God for her. So students, or as lecturers would say, shouldn't have any form of excuses
Yeah.
when it comes on to research due to how they basically settle the system for us.
Okay, thank you for that. You know what I realized? I forgot to mention where is the CMU located.
Oh, Kyle did mention.
He did?
Yeah, he said Kingston,
Yeah,
Jamaica.
Kingston,
Okay,
Jamaica. Yeah.
perfect. Thank you,
So we
Kyle.
have multiple. We have multiple. The main
Campuses.
campus is located
Okay, so
in
main
Kingston.
campus is
Yes,
in
is
Kingston.
in Kingston,
Where
and
are the
then
other
we have the Port Royal campus, which is about 10 minutes away from the main campus. We have a campus in St. Anne, which is in the center of the island,
Okay.
and then we have a campus in Montego Bay, which is located on the western side of the island. So we have you all covered across
Okay.
That's
the
true.
parish.
Nice. Okay, very nice. So, okay, we've covered quite a few things about CMU. Let's talk about Jamaica now because I feel like our viewers probably all want to visit Jamaica. Yes, Abigail, go ahead.
Before you get to that, some persons, I realize you probably didn't ask, but just a heads up. you probably may be wondering about the maritime industry in regards to the demand on jobs. So
Oh,
we are really, really, they are in need of us. Don't worry about the amount of there's a lot of ships out there. Again, we're 80%. The economy really depends on us. So if you're worried, oh my God, am I going to get a job after? Is this even worth it? Trust me, it's worth it. It is worth it, and it is in demand. As much as Kyle mentioned, there are a lot of things that we don't know is there or is a part of the maritime industry. The fact that you're not even sure, trust me, they are in demand. Don't worry about it. Just find what suits you, and you're perfectly fine.
all right, nice. That's very important. Thank you for saying it because I completely forgot to ask.
It's okay.
So, guys, you will be getting jobs after you're done at the CMU. That's perfect. Um, yeah, so Jamaica. Let's talk about Jamaica.
See,
It's a big destination. Everything about Jamaica seems to be cool and nice and trendy.
and
Uh,
airy.
yes, 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 yes. So the first thing I want to ask is safety. I think parents on our side of the Caribbean might be concerned about safety in Jamaica. What would be your feedback on that for prospective students as it regards to the CMU, right?
Okay, I can say one point and then Kyle can really continue. I had mentioned earlier that CMU provides transportation for the going to school and coming back.
Yeah.
I think that's really important where, they are able to pick up their students, which is safer to know that, their school is pretty much responsible for that. Um, going and coming from school. So I guess that's an important point, as to how they get to school. Um, Kylie can add to that.
Right. And in addition, the campus is really safe. We have security checkpoints. We have securities on campus, both from contracted companies and our own in-house security. So the campus is really safe. And once you're not in your uniform, everyone has to pass through that security. And trust me, those security guards are not letting you through anytime soon. Apart from just that, Jamaica in general, just like anywhere else, it's about being vigilant and understanding your surroundings, where you are, and being, on your P's and Q's and just saying, okay, I'm here, this is what I'm seeing, and just protecting yourself in general. Apart from that, relatively safe. The neighboring communities is also, relatively safe, but it's also about vigilance.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I think we are going to make this fun. So before we wrap up, because we've been there for almost an hour now, so both of you, let's say we have a student coming to CMU, so coming to Jamaica. What would be three food that they must try in Jamaica?
Okay, so they tend to say the typical things. The first one is always patty. It's a casual meal. It's more like a snack as well as a meal. It really depends on how much you sit down and how much you tend to indulge per se. So you have patty, variety of flavors. You have beef, chicken, cheese, you name it. It's like pastelitos for persons who are more familiar with that. Then you have jerk chicken, jerk pork. For those who are vegans, let's go back to the patty. They have veggie patty.
Okay.
So, for those who are vegans. As well as you have Rastafarians here who are more into the whole vegan and not really eating meat. So you don't even have to worry about that either. As well as you have curry goats, again, saltfish, and then we have our famous snacks. So there's a variety of things to taste, but those are really the typical ones.
Nice. I actually tasted and like everything you just mentioned. It's very
Okay,
good.
that's good.
You're next, Kyle.
Yeah, so the first thing you need to try when you get off that plane or when you get out of the airport is a barbecue zinger from KFC. That's a chicken sandwich, right? That's number one. Number two, as Abigail said, a patty, but not just any patty, a juicy beef patty. Best patties
Okay.
in Jamaica. Okay, right?
Or
And
opinions.
then that I probably will get stoned later on because there's the debate about which patty is better in
Oh,
Jamaica,
yes.
you know.
Hmm.
But it's a juicy beef patty, hands down, especially in the countryside, hands down. And the third option would definitely have to be between stew peas with pig's tail and
Yes,
curry goat, I would say. Yeah.
agreed.
So 2 points for curry goat, right?
Yes. And then we actually have our pastries too. So after you eat all those meats, protein, and all those things, you have your sweet treats. So like you have cornmeal pudding, you have sweet potato pudding, bread pudding, you name it. So grater cake. For those who are not familiar with that, we have peanut drops and a couple other things.
All right. Nice. So, like Jonathan said, thanks, guys. I feel like it's nice to be
It
there.
is. It is.
Mm. All right. And next question for that student coming. Two places? No, let's say three places that he must visit before he leaves Jamaica.
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know.
Kyle, there's so much.
Right. Portland is number one on that list. Portland is one of, if not the most beautiful parish in Jamaica. So definitely Portland. And if you're feeling a little bit touristy, if you're feeling a little bit generic, you can visit Ocho Rios. That's a little bit of right? And also, if you're feeling a little bit more exotic,
Okay.
and once again touristy, you want to also visit Negril. So, three major tourist hotspots, you know, right? But if you're feeling a little bit more country, if you're feeling
Hmm.
a little bit more nature, my my three would be different. It would probably be Saint Elizabeth.
Hmm.
Then it would be Portland again. I'm sorry. And then there are things in and around Kingston that you can definitely
All
enjoy.
right.
That's
Abigail?
okay. So I was waiting on him to mention Montego Bay. uh, yes. So I was waiting on Montego Bay, Negril, Ochi. Really and truly, why I said it was a hard question is because I think each parish has something about them that you are going to love. Each parish has something about them. So yes, you have Portland, you have Saint Elizabeth, which is the bread basket. So you have a lot more places that grow their crops on that side. You have rivers in different parishes. You have a lot more tourist attraction areas in some parishes. So I think really each and every parish they should just dip into each. That's why it's really hard to choose one or three.
All right. So, guys, I hope you're taking notes and, writing down all the food and places that you need to try when you come. I have one more question, right, before we wrap up. So, for those of us who want to experience, I guess, the Jamaican culture before we come, can you name one artist or one song that we need to try? Well, that we need to listen to, that you like, right? You have to like the song.
Okay, one. I don't think I can do one song, but you have artists like Lila Ike, you have Damian Marley, Protege. I mean, then you have dancehall versus reggae. So you have popcorn. Everyone knows Vibes Cartel. I mean, but to stay on the safer side, you're going back to Damian Marley, Protege, Lila Ike, those persons. I think each carry a different flavor to the culture. So, and
That,
everyone knows Bob Marley, so I didn't feel like I need to mention that
of
one.
course. That first list that you gave is an A plus list. Really. I love, 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 love those artists. Kyle, I saw you thinking hard.
Yeah, like there's so many things.
There is.
So many things. I think "Welcome to Jamrock" by Damien Marley is definitely that song to
Yes.
listen to understand just how how Jamaica can be, how Jamaica is, how Jamaica can be. In terms of artists, I think Abigail would have listed all the reggae artists, and then yeah, of course, you have a little dancehall artists who give you that other flavor, the spicier flavor. So you have your spice, you have Shensia, for example, and you have those other, dancehall artists that everyone loves to dance to,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, and there's Chronics too.
Nice. I was waiting on this one.
It just popped up.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right, good. I'm trying to think of one more question about Jamaica. So we did food, we did places, we did music.
Hmm.
Um, okay. So what's one thing that people usually don't know about Jamaica that they might be surprised? So we know about music, you have good music. We know that you have nice rivers, waterfalls, you know that the food is great. What is one thing that most people ignore about Jamaica?
Uh, okay. Besides us being loving people,
Of course.
uh, I think this was something that I found out after years, really. Just like how no, let me not do that. In Jamaica, right? So each parish, we have parishes, not cities or county. Well, we have counties, and then it breaks down into parishes.
Okay.
Oh, my dad is online. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So, so each parish literally has this slight difference in how they speak. So there's literally like a slight slang or a slight there's just literally a difference. It takes years to probably adapt or realize that there is a slight difference. But yeah, there's a slight difference in each parish as to how they speak. But it's the same thing, but I don't know, you just pick up on it. So Portland sound different from Kingston, and there are cases where you're just sitting in probably a public and you're like, that person must come from a bay, or no man, she's from Saint Elizabeth, or there's literally that slight difference pretty much.
Okay, nice. Kyle?
So I'm going to go on the little bit more factual side.
Okay.
And there are two things, and they're two very interesting things that I didn't realize until later. So the first ever rail or railroad constructed in the Western world was constructed in Jamaica.
Wow.
Mhm.
Not a
Wow.
lot of people know that. And all the James Bond movies were written in Portland as well. Ian Fleming wrote all all the
Yeah.
movies, and a few of the movies were actually shot in Portland. So I think yeah, not a lot of people knew that.
Yeah, those are nice because I never heard about them before. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kai. So before we wrap up, we have a question from Ivan. So I know you would have mentioned it. So the question is, do you have a team to welcome foreign students? Um, so I believe Abigail said that there is a team in
Yeah.
place that can help students actually even before they come find housing as well as helping you settling down on
Yeah.
campus and everything. So there is um, a team. Yes, Abigail, you can.
So I would really stick with student affairs,
Okay.
really. Besides a combination of staff flowing down from the president down, student affairs really works together as well as marketing, and I think everyone just kind of just works together to ensure that they're good.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
good.
and on the student-based level, we have a team or representative on the student council or
Yes,
the students guild who cater towards. We have an international student representative
yes, we do, we do.
on the guild. So we all, also we have the student affairs, but then on the peer-based level, on the student-based level, we have an international student representative.
Okay, perfect. We also have a question from Yulina. Is it possible to do an exchange in the Caribbean during the study? And I'm seeing actually that the Caribbean Maritime University said we are working on it. So I'm guessing it's in the process,
It's
right?
in the processes,
Yes,
yeah.
there's always room for improvement.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so Ivan is asking questions. Oh, I think he was talking about,
Definitely.
I mean,
We're
well,
not going to, we're not going to leave you there. Definitely. So, like I said, CMU transports you. So, yeah, definitely.
all right, perfect. And that was confirmed as well by the CMU saying, sure, besides, the university is located near the
Like
airport.
10 minutes away, pretty
Oh,
much
that's
from the
really
airport.
close by, actually.
No, like 2 minutes away from the airport, we can
It
hear the
feels
plane
like
leaving.
10 sometimes. Yeah, all right. 2 to 5.
Okay, that's close by, anyways. So I'm just taking a few minutes to go through the comments. I'm seeing that Yulina had asked, can we have English lessons just before the program to improve? Do you guys have any information on that?
So we have in the first year of the program, we do have a college English
Yes.
introductory course. But apart from that, any student in your class, any Jamaican, will also be willing and able
To
to help
assist
out in
you.
that situation.
All right, thank you for that, Kyle. And the CMU said there is an English program. Please
Yeah.
contact the university for further information.
And in addition to that, just bear in mind, any country that is based on a certain language, you tend to also adapt to that too.
Yeah, of course. All right, perfect. So before we wrap up, I'm just going to see if we have any more comments coming in. But in the meantime, thank you guys. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you.
Thank you.
This
Thank
was very lovely. I'm so happy that you guys came to share. We usually have speakers from the school,
you.
not usually students. So it was nice to have your feedback and hear your experience as students. So thank you,
Definitely.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I'll be happy for any more questions. The more questions, as well as I guess it will just kind of help us as a university to improve on anything that.
Perfect. Do you guys speak any French? Because we have a
Uh,
comment in French.
Kyle
oui,
does.
je parle un
Kyle.
petit peu français.
Oh, un petit peu.
Jonathan, Jonathan dit merci, j'aimerais beaucoup me renseigner.
Très bien. Very good. So Jonathan was saying thank you and he would like to have more information. So Jonathan, please feel free to reach out to the CMU. You should be seeing the email, no,
Yes, it's
website.
right there.
Yeah.
It's going
Yeah,
to.
it's there. It's there.
It's right there.
So please feel free to reach out. And we are just saying that part of the website is in French, so
Right.
that's perfect for our French speakers. You will find all the information that you need to join Abigail and Kyle and probably have a lime or two.
You
Yes.
guys should definitely come. I'll be happy. Actually, we both would be happy to help with the tour and everything.
Perfect. So you guys have two friends, at least two friends waiting for you in Jamaica.
Definitely.
So guys, we are going to wrap up. If you want to add anything else, this is the moment.
Yes, sure. Don't forget to follow us on all socials.
Yes.
Definitely Instagram first at the Caribbean Maritime University. And the Students Union at CMU Students Union. We're also on TikTok and Facebook. So definitely check us out
Instagram.
there as well.
Yeah. So, and if you just want to see anything else, you also have the YouTube, evidently. Because for those who like doing research, even though we have this platform, you just want to do additional research. Besides the website, we also have YouTube and again the other social media platforms. So you see life at CMU.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. So we are going to wrap up this time. Thank you again. And
It's a pleasure.
hopefully we'll be seeing you soon. And please feel free to reach out if you ever come to the French side of the Caribbean. All right?
Definitely.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks again. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.